Shout out to JP Reacts. Funny channel. If you guys haven't had a chance to check it out, I'll put the link in the description. But I've got some footage here of a guy trolling the Tesla protesters in New York. And once again, no one has any idea what they're upset about, what they're talking about. Just Elon's the Nazi. Just again, uh, clearly people that are getting paid by now everybody talks about George Soros, but we also need to point out George Soros is whatever 100 years old. His son Alexander Soros or Alex Soros has taken the reins, so we need to keep repeating his name, as he's the one who is funding buying all the radio stations and all these protesting and basically, as I think George Soros has explained many times, their goal is to keep chaos in society, keep us arguing about the same silly things, because that continues to make it easy for them to make billions and billions of dollars every year, off of the lack of regulation and common sense in society. And then also, we got to talk about Reid Hoffman. I believe Reid Hoffman's also been attached. He's got as many shell companies to try to keep arm's distance from the violence. But my understanding is Reid Hoffman's nonprofits is channeling money to pay these people, and I believe the going rate is it's like $200 or $300 a day that these people are getting paid to protest. So here we go.
Believe in tax credits for electric vehicles here at the Tesla. What'd you say?
You're an elitist asshole.
Yes.
Out of here.
Keep it friendly, all right?
No one wants to have a reasonable conversation. Whites, blacks, we're all here. Blacks are struggling on the ground. Get out of my face. This is a tutorial car on what to.
And props to the police. They are making an effort to, you know, not have violence, to stop arguments before they start, and explaining to everyone that everyone has a right there to express their opinion, not just one side.
To do if you see a Tesla in the wild.
I love this. A troll, don't engage. Like, we're here to save democracy from fascist Elon Musk. Don't talk to him. I forbid you. We'll get back to the video in just a second, but first I want to talk to you about electric turmeric elixir quality. All their ingredients are sourced. Received it that way.
I'm just stopping by. But
You're just
I
stopping
fucking
by.
hate Elon Musk.
Yeah, what about him do you not like?
So wait, am I gonna be videoed right now?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
I mean, I think he's a fascist.
Yeah, but should we really be giving gorillas in Botswana condoms?
Like a dump. I don't even think
This interaction's hilarious because obviously this girl is just watching and not really knowing what's going on. It would have been even more funny if he asked for a phone number. Maybe he does.
he has gum.
What's your favorite feature of the Tesla? Hi. All right, I'm trying to buy.
And again, like every video the last few weeks, no one wants to answer questions. If they try to answer a question, which they know they can't because they don't have an argument, Elon's a Nazi, Don with Tesla.
My car. This is a problem when you don't go in disguise.
Come around. It's harassment.
Yeah, it's harassment. You're harassing me, bro. It's against the law, bro. You're a joke. Get out of my face, bro. Get out of my face, bro. Yeah, he's harassing me. He's cool.
I am a real police officer.
Yeah.
With a firearm. I'm
So harassment's illegal.
He's allowed to be.
I'm allowed to.
This guy's a troll and he's evil. Says a lady with a demonic. He's evil. It's like, dude, are you the actress in Snow White? Do you have that condescending beauty about you?
You're not allowed to be right. You're not allowed to stalk people. What do you have?
And I love, guys, this whole Snow White controversy. Perfect timing because they obviously started making that movie, what, like 3 years ago, and it just shows this just constant push for DEI, boss women. The facts and the issues don't matter. It's just all coming to a head, and all these people, like, obviously they're upset Kamala didn't win, but they didn't know why Kamala shouldn't have won, to face the facts that, hey, maybe I should have taken 5 minutes and done some research on Kamala, instead of just blindly voting for her. and realizing that, oh my gosh, the Democratic Party, who I've supported, is probably the biggest scam the world's ever seen for the last 20 years. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. It sucks, and not to say that Republicans aren't corrupt as well, but clearly the majority of the money has been funneling back to the Democrats. And if what's true, the last few years was a 1.3 million dollar or 1.3 million Social Security numbers, two illegal immigrants receiving max benefits, voting for Democrats. Every blue state that won for Kamala did not have a voter ID, and even with all this corruption, luckily there was enough people in America to realize this is out of control and didn't continue the insane amount of corruption on the extreme left.
Against electric cars.
It smells like alcohol.
No, you're stopping people buying electric cars right now.
Protesting you because you're doing this for ego as opposed to for America, and that sucks.
Do you like that his factory is?
That was probably the most hypocritical thing I've seen on this video. You're doing this for ego, where she's clearly this is her whole existence. She has no idea why she's there. It's just everybody else is doing it, so I'm going to do it too. I'm angry, so let's go yell and scream at what we're paid to yell and scream at.
In America?
Do you like that you're correct?
These people, wow, not willing to engage in a conversation. That tells you how much principle they stand on.
Well, I'm just asking if you like the fact that his factory's in America.
He got $80 billion in government aid.
Yeah.
So I'd rather...
So his response on $80 billion of government aid, it was paid back in an extreme short period of time. I don't remember how quickly it was. I think the loan term was 10 or 20 years, and they paid it back in like a year and a half or something extremely fast. And again, that was ancient history, 10, 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago. Just totally ridiculous stats to bring up.
He built them offshore and didn't get...
They're holding up.
They're replying, let's build them offshore. He has built offshore. Anyone who doesn't know, Tesla is probably the most diversified company in the world as far as it's got a plant in Germany, it's got a plant in China, it's obviously got a plant in the US. They've already bought land in Mexico. I believe they just made a deal and they've been working on a deal to build a plant in India. Um, I don't know if there's another company in the world that is actively building plants all around the world for manufacturing. If I'm wrong, let me know. What other companies are actively building major manufacturing plants around the world like Tesla?
Swastika signs. Like, you guys look like a fan. You don't look anti the sign you're holding up. By the way, also something we got to think about. There's a decent chance that many of these protesters, paid or authentic, there's a mix of both, were out there pro-Palestine.
Guys, I don't know how much of a mix of both there is. I should post some of the videos. There's some people who have been showing. There's websites you can go to that are it's either $200 or $300 a day that they're going to pay you to protest, and they're constantly putting up new sites and changing the sites. They're putting a large effort to not have this reported by mainstream media and even on YouTube. That's why I'm hesitant to post the video, because I don't want to get it taken down, because it's easy for these companies to just put a strike or an erroneous strike on a video. But yeah, do your homework, guys. And hopefully, I've posted a video on this before, and it's become big this week. But the people who are coordinating and paying for this, hopefully, are going to get prosecuted for the violence. They can say they don't want violence. Kind of like Jimmy Kimmel, like don't burn a Tesla. Like kind of like a joke. Anyway, hopefully this age of billionaires and corporations being able to pay for protesting that is fake protesting and causing violence are coming to an end.
Some of these people would have been blocking Jews on college campuses. Do you remember that? And now they're sitting there with swastika signs, making them look like what they are, but also accusing.
Yeah, and I've posted a video on this before, guys. The protests for Palestinians were also funded by George Soros, Alexander Soros, through their NGOs and nonprofits. That's been proven. Now that was a huge backfire for them. On the anniversary of George Floyd, they paid, it was like $140 million or something like that in one day, trying to flare up violence. Clearly, there was some damage on universities, but I think that protest was a stretch for anyone who thought about it too hard. Like, when it got to the point of was it gays for Palestine, and you had gay Palestinians, like, what are you talking about? If you're gay in Palestine, you'll be killed. Just the extremism is just to the point of silliness instead of actually arguing about things that matter.
Elon, he's a fascist. He's like Hitler. Like, you guys have been the ones acting like Hitler. You guys are the ones that apparently hate Jews now. That's weird.
You got $80 billion in government aid, and I just got AIDS, bro.
Donald Trump! Donald Trump!
Oh, what's going on over here? Can I get a heck yeah?
Heck yeah!
Heck yeah.
Interfere in government and in our lives by dismantling government,
But like,
because of his wealth.
who has more money, the Democrats
Interfering with government by dismantling government.
or the Republicans?
In terms of individuals or the party?
Or the party?
He doesn't sound American.
With Elon Musk, it's the Republican.
Well, you know that the Democrats spent twice as much as the Republicans did in the last election?
I don't believe that's true. You have that much money, and you are changing elections by supporting certain candidates and offering vast amounts of money to people.
But if
he
the
put $250 billion into Trump's...
$250 billion.
$250 billion.
Y'all defended the fort.
That's more than Elon's net worth. That's amazing.
Let's go. Stock prices are up. Trust fund is up. Thanks to NYPD. Let's go. How's dating in New York City?
I've been celibate for a while now. I don't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What important?
Yeah, the nose ring kind of keeps people away, doesn't it? Well, this is the latest edition of vile Tesla terrorist behavior. Keep in mind, they're being paid.
What do you guys think? What am I missing?